Alrighty, boy. That was tricky. The dog is so polite. She doesn't want to push in ahead of a cat. And she doesn't want to go in ahead of me. And she doesn't want to, painful. It is painful dealing with that dog. Really is painful. She's not very forceful. She's indecisive. She doesn't want to. No. Oh, yeah. What do I want to do? So what happened today is the plumber came, and not for me. The plumber came for them upstairs, because when the plumber came last week for me, for the toilet, he switched around the cold water and the hot water, and that's how he fixed the plumbing issue with the toilet. Well, that did it, not for the whole house, but it did it for the toilet, my sink here, and the sink upstairs. And it also did it for the dishwasher upstairs. So they noticed that, one, that their sink had been switched around, and they noticed that the washing machine was running cold water rather than hot water. So that was not very useful. So they mentioned that. Oh, isn't that sweet? Yeah, you guys are being sweet. Happy birthday, guys. Happy 8th birthday. Yes, those cats that we used to call the kittens until they were very much not kittens anymore are 8 years old. Oh, yeah. So, sweet cats. So the plumber came today to fix their issue. And while he was out there, he noticed that I had a box, and he said, "Do you want me to grab that?" And I said, "Sure," even though it says caution heavy. Well, it wouldn't be good for me to grab it because it says caution heavy. That is my cat food. Is it heavy? Yeah, I guess it is. It's good that he grabbed it, because I would not have had a pleasant way. I would have left it for my son. But it finally came. Yeah, so he came to fix their tap, which was no longer correct. So now it's cold is cold, hot is hot. You don't want to confuse that. My grandmother, when she came to visit, this is when I think I was very young, and they went to, or maybe it was before I was born, I'm not sure. They went to a motel in the United States, and she ran a bath for herself. And I know she had run a bath. You see, the story is really odd. Anyway, she scalded herself to the point where she had scars on her arm from the heat of the water at that motel. So you don't want to switch the taps around. Now, these are odd, because when I first started using that taps, I went, what's hot, what's cold? Because it's up and down, and yeah. Anyway, now I know that down is cold, up is hot. Yeah, down is cold, up is hot. Well, how do I have it in here? Oh yes, it's got left and right. Yeah, okay. Left and right, up and down. I mean, how are you supposed to differentiate, right? Yeah, you have to learn. So left is hot, up is hot. So he came to fix that upstairs. But when he came to the door, when he came to the door, he went, "Hi, Monica." I went, "Hi," and he, said, "I've come to fix your tap," and I didn't look outside, and I thought it was Craig. And I thought, "Oh, this is odd. Craig is well, he came in, he carried the box of cat food, so he wasn't talking about what he was here for. So he assumed that I knew who he was, because of course I did. It's a very familiar face. So, we all came downstairs, right? Because he was carrying my cat food downstairs. So at that point, he hadn't said why he was here. Then he mentioned why he was here, and I thought, Craig is, and he had a guy with him, his apprentice, I guess, who I'd never met before. Maybe he's new, I'm not sure. It was not, he works for a company, a plumbing company, very familiar, you would be familiar with them. Whose name I cannot remember right now. But anyway, pardon? And anyway, I thought he was Craig from the Builders, because Craig and Jared have figures and faces that resemble each other. They resemble each other. Well, he's not Craig from the Builders, Aggie. He is Jared from the Plumbers. Yeah, he's Jared the Plumber, not Craig the Builder. And then he started fixing the faucet upstairs. And I went, "Oh, interesting, Craig is fixing something." I've never known Craig to actually labor. He's an organizer. He's a director of the actions of others. Oh, interesting. It's just really not clicking in there. And then finally he was done, and off he went. He says, "Nothing against you, but I really hope I don't have to come back here. Except I don't want to, I'll meet you on the street and I'll say hello, but I don't want to come inside anymore." And then I saw the truck outside, and it was Patton Plumbing. He was the plumber. And of course he's the plumber. He's the one who addresses me by name. I know his name, he knows my name. We like each other, but boy, I obviously don't like him well enough that I remember his face. Well, that's because he looks a lot like Craig. A little like Craig. I don't know. I feel embarrassed. I'm glad nobody ever noticed, except I had said to Arlo and Mimi, "Oh, Craig's here. You need to come to fix it." And they didn't respond because they were both at work, of course. And then later on, I said, "Sorry, it wasn't Craig. That was Jared, the plumber, fixing your, because, so their plumbing is fixed. It's all good." And then I said he apologized for making a mess in your under sink area because he didn't put it back the way it was. And Mimi went, "Oh no." And my son went, "It was kind of messy." See, they don't realize that if they leave anything in a mess, like their bedroom or anything in a mess, at some point someone will come and they will see it, and they don't want everyone to see that they're messy. I know that they're messy, but they don't want other people to see their messes. So the only way you can guarantee not seeing that you have a messy house is to not have a messy house, which is really what I try for. So, having said that, I've got to put away my dry dishes. And no, I'm okay. I'll put that out tonight. I feel very stiff, but it's supposed to rain. It was raining, and then it didn't rain, and then it, whatever. I let the dog out because it had been 3 hours since Mimi let her out. And then I put my timer on again, and she had pooped in her diaper. Yes, and so we discovered that. So I pulled that off her and emptied that out. And as I was doing that, the dog did not want to go out because the dog had peed and pooped in her diaper, and so she did not need to go out. But I went out to put the poopy diaper in the garbage can outside, and Frankie got out. And Frankie took advantage and she ran. And then I looked and I could not see where Frankie was. So I went out going, Frankie, 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 Frankie. And finally I went back in and said, I've lost your cat. I can't. She got out, and my son went, well, she does have her, her finder on her, call her. And Mimi said she gets bored and she wants to come back. Yeah, I know. I'm not really worried, but Frankie got out and I couldn't find her. So Frankie got out and I couldn't see her. Well, where she always goes, and I should know that, is she goes to the neighbors and she roots around in their furniture. So I finally saw her, chased her back onto our back porch and grabbed her. She's easy to grab. She's not hard to grab. She doesn't really try to escape. She's just being mischievous. So I got Frankie back in. So by the time they were explaining to me what I should do, I said I had her. So there we go. Okay, now I'm going to clean up. Because my house is clean. Yay. Because I like my house now. I had an old house, and not that that wasn't ever clean, but I feel so much more that I don't mind keeping this clean. Although I kept the other house just as clean. Duh. And I have been procrastinating today. I was going to say note. Oh, I was going to clean the windows, but it rained. Oh, I can't clean them. On my mind, I had made a list of things to do. Dust and vacuum. Well, I vacuumed yesterday. I'll dust another day. I don't feel like it. I'm still procrastinating.